Sairam, all of you. Today we are going to start elementary operations, or we can say elementary transformation of a matrix, and this we are going to use to find inverse of a matrix, and there are so many methods and this is one of that. And let us start with some fundamental operations of elementary transformation of a matrix. Here the first one is the interchange of any two rows or any two columns. The interchange of, say for example, in general I can say this, the interchange of ith and jth rows and is denoted by Ri, which is interchanging. That symbol denotes the interchanging. We are interchanging Rith row with Rj row and Rj row with Ri row. That is what the changes happen in case of elementary operation on a matrix. And similarly we can do column operation as well. For example, if you take a matrix A, so this is the matrix A. Now I am going to apply the operation. The operation here is the interchange of two rows or two columns of a matrix. Now I can change this. See, I am going to apply this operation. Say for example, I am changing R1 with R2. So we are interchanging R1 as R2 and R2 as R1 here, and this matrix becomes A is equal to, see, this is R2 and this is R1. So let us change this: -1, 6, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 0, 2. This is how the operation is done. And similarly we can do the column operation as well. So in case of elementary operations we can do two ways. One is either we can do column transformation or row transformation. We do not want to use both at the same time, either we have to use row or column transformation. So similarly we can do the column transformation for this, like C1 is interchanged with C3. See, this is column 1 and this is column 3. Now let us interchange these two. That is how the interchange of any two rows or any two columns happens. That is 1, 3, 2, 6, 2, 0. C2 won't changes because the operation is like the -1, 1, 4. This is how the interchange of any two rows and any two columns we done. And similarly we have another one, that is the multiplication of a scalar to the any row or any column, and this is and that can be generally denoted as, say for example, Rith row can be denoted as k times Ri. See, what I am doing here is I am multiplying a scalar which is a non-zero quantity. We are multiplying that with the Rith row, and see for example, here we have the matrix 1, 2, 1, -2, 3, 4. In case of column also we can do that k times Ci. That means we are multiplying some scalar quantity for the particular column of a matrix. See for example, here I have the matrix, this one. Now I can apply the transformation or operation for this matrix as I can apply R1 is say for example 2 times of R1. That means we are multiplying R1, we are multiplying 2 with R1, and this matrix B becomes, see, we are applying for only R1, not for R2, okay, and this R2 which is remains same, -2, 3, 4, and this, see, we are multiplying 2 times of R1, this is R1, 1, 2, 1, this is R1, and we are multiplying that with 2. So, 2 into 1, 2, 2 into 2, it will be 4, and 1 into 2 is 2. This is how we can do this operation. And one of the most fundamental operation is this one, that is multiplication of elements of any row or a column by a non-zero number, and that can be symbolically represented as, say for example, I am writing that Rith row as Ri plus k times some rjth row. That means we are adding Ri and Rj with a scalar multiplication with rjth row. And so similarly, we can do for column as well, that is Ci is Ci plus k times Cj. That is how we are going to do it. See, for example, here we have matrix. I can apply operation for this. Say for example, R1 is R1 plus say for 2 times R2. Okay. So, now let us find, see, R1 is R1 plus 2 times of R2, understand. See, these are the corresponding elements. See, the corresponding element of this one, when we are doing row transformation, the corresponding element of 1 is 2 and the corresponding element of 2 is minus 1. That is how we are going to do. Now, let us find this. R1 is R1 plus 2 times of R2. How are we going to find that? Say for example, R1 is 1 plus 2 times R2. What is R2 here? The corresponding element is 2. That is 1 plus 4, which is 5. So, this element is 5, and similarly we have to find this as well. That is R1 here is 2 plus 2 times of R2. What is R2? The corresponding element is minus 1. So, what is this? 2 minus 2, it will be 0. So, this element is 0 and R2 remains as it is. This is how we are going to do the elementary operations. Either we have to use a row elementary operation or we can use column elementary operation, but we should not use both at the same time. Next we have invertible matrices. See, the definition of invertible matrix is, if A is a square matrix of order m and there will be exist another matrix of same order, and it is holds to that AB is equal to BA is equal to I, where I is identity matrix, then B is called inverse matrix of A and it can be denoted as A inverse, that we read it as A inverse. Okay. And another case, and also A is also said to be invertible for B. I will talk about that later. Yes. See, suppose A is a square matrix, say of order m, there exists another matrix say B of same order will be same, then it follows that AB is equal to BA and is equal to I. Then we can say that B is the inverse of matrix A, and that can be denoted as A inverse. So, hence we can say that B will be equal to A inverse. So, B is the inverse of matrix A, and with example we can show that A is equal to 2, 3, 1, 2 and B is equal to 2 minus 3 minus 1 and 2, where B is the inverse of A. So, where B is the inverse of matrix A, and if you take AB is equal to, what is AB? Say 2, 3, 1, 2 into B is 2 minus 3 minus 1, 2. So, if you multiply, you are going to have it 2 into 2, 4, 4 minus 3 is 1, and this 3 into 3 and see 2 into 2, 4 minus 1, it will be like that. Now, 2 into 3 is minus 6 plus 6, it will be 0. For this entry it will be 0, and this one, see, 2 into 2, 1 into 2, and this one is minus 2, it will be 0, and this one minus 3 plus 4, it will be 1. See, this is represents matrix I. In the similar way, we can write BA is also equal to, you can check, if you find BA, matrix BA, you are going to have 1 0 0 1, that is equal to I. So, that we can say AB is equal to BA is equal to an identity matrix. So, that we can conclude that B is inverse of matrix A, and that can be written as B is equal to A inverse. In other words, we can say, suppose B is a matrix, say B is a matrix, then A is also a inverse of B. So, that can be written as BA is equal to AB is equal to I. You can check this. Then obviously, we can say that A is inverse of B. Understand? Here if you take A is also inverse of B and B is also inverse of A. Here one note we can do that. See, the note is, see, already I told you that A should be a square matrix, otherwise it does not possess an inverse matrix, because if you, for the rectangular matrix, suppose A and B are the two rectangular matrix, then the orders of this product matrix will be differs. AB, the order of AB will be the some order, and BA which is varies from the order of AB. So, we can't say AB is equal to BA. In that case, for rectangular matrix the inverse does not possess. Where the inverse is exist is, the matrix should be a square matrix, then only the inverse is exist. Next we have one theorem, that is the uniqueness of inverse theorem, and that can be proved by contradiction statement. See, the statement of the theorem is like that: inverse of a square matrix, if it is exist, then it is unique. Unique means for a matrix A, we should have only one inverse matrix, we do not have more than one inverse matrix. So, this can be proved by contradiction way, that is suppose if I take matrix Aij of order say M, which is a square matrix. A is a square matrix of order M. Here my statement is, I will take two matrices, another two matrices say B and C are of same order M, the matrix of A, B and C which is same as the order of A. So, here I am taking two different matrices which are the inverse of matrix A, and I arrived at the contradiction of my statement, that is B is equal to C. See, here I am taking B is not equal to C, at the end I will show that B is equal to C, that is a contradiction of my statement. My statement is here we have two inverse matrices for matrix A, that is my statement, and the end we arrived at the contradiction of that statement. That is, says for example, B is inverse of A. If it is inverse of A, then we can write by the invertible matrix, we can write AB is equal to BA is equal to I can call it as 1. Similarly, in case of this matrix C, C is also a inverse matrix of A, then it will be, we can write AC is equal to CA is equal to I. This is 2. Now, for any matrix we can write, for any square matrix we can write, say for example for B I will take here. See, for B I can write B into I. See, with the continuation of this I will write B into, what is I? What is I? I can write AC, understand, from equation 2, since from 2. See, where I is AC and this is, now I will group this BA into C. From 1, what is BA? BA is nothing but what? I times C. Since BA is equal to I from 1, then what is I into C? So, if you multiply any matrix with identity matrix, you will get the same matrix, like in simple we can say 3 into 1 as 1 into 3, that is a multiplicative identity. Here I is acts as identity matrix for multiplication of matrix. Then in a LHS part we have B, and here we arrived at B is equal to C. That means we have only one inverse matrix for matrix A. Hence we arrived at the contradiction. Hence we showed that B should be equal to C, which are not differ matrix, it should be equal. This shows the uniqueness of inverse. Next, another theorem we have. See, a statement of the theorem is this, where AB are the invertible matrices of same order. Then we can write AB whole inverse as B inverse into A inverse. See, in the statement itself they have given AB or invertible matrix. By the definition of invertible matrix, I can write since A and B are the invertible matrix. So, by the definition of the invertible matrix, I can write AB into AB inverse is equal to I. This is the definition of inverse matrix. So, now what I am going to do is I am going to multiply A inverse, that is A inverse times AB into AB, this is whole inverse is equal to, now I am multiplying A inverse. So, A inverse times I. So, now I am group this A inverse into A, B into AB whole inverse is equal to, if you multiply with identity matrix, you will get that matrix itself. So, now what is A inverse into A? That is I into B, AB whole inverse is equal to A inverse. As you know that I into B is nothing but B into AB whole inverse is equal to A inverse. Now, here I left out B. So, to eliminate that I have to multiply B inverse on left hand side of the equation, that is B inverse into B, AB whole inverse is equal to B inverse into A inverse. So, as you know that B inverse into B is becomes I into AB whole inverse is equal to B inverse into A inverse. So, what is this? So, at the end we arrived at the statement called AB whole inverse is equal to B inverse into A inverse. This is one of the theorem on transformation of a matrix. Next we have inverse of a matrix by elementary transformation, or we can say elementary operation. See, we are using elementary operation basically to find inverse of any square matrix. So, here we have to take only square matrix. Okay. So, we can find inverse of a matrix using elementary transformation in two ways. The one is elementary row transformation, or we can say another one is elementary column transformation. So, if you wanted to find elementary row operations, see, suppose we have A matrix A, which is a square matrix, say for example a square matrix A, okay, and there and A inverse is exist, understand? Exist means it is defined. Now, if you wanted to find A inverse using elementary transformations, so in two ways I can do it. By one is row and another one is column transformation. First let us explain that row transformation, that is I will write matrix A, that is the square matrix A, as I times A. See, for any matrix I am going to write like this, then I am going to apply the sequence of row transformation, understand. So, just now we have start of the class, we just now discussed the transformations. So, we have to use the sequence of elementary row transformation till we get, see, the LHS of this becomes I, and this I becomes some matrix B, and this is A. See, this matrix should not, you should not apply any transformation for this matrix in order to get this equation. So, we have to apply the transformation for A as well as the identity matrix I. So, we do not gonna apply the transformation for this one. So, till we get this. So, then we can say that B is, see this, we got like BA is equal to AB is equal to I. That means what? B is a inverse of matrix A. That is how we are going to find in case of using elementary row transformation. Similarly, we can find A inverse using column transformation. See, that can be, see, for matrix, for that we can write a matrix A is equal to AI, And for this also we have to apply the sequence of column transformation till we get I is equal to, see, the LHS should become I, the identity matrix, and this become, and you should not touch this matrix, and this let it be as it is, and this I becomes some matrix B. Then we can say that B is inverse of A. That is how we are going to find. And one more important thing here, suppose when you are applying a sequence of row transformation or column transformation for a particular square matrix, after applying one or two elementary row operation or elementary column operation, suppose if you get all zeros in a particular row or a column, then the inverse does not exist for such a square matrix. So, next we have exercise C. In exercise 3.4, we are going to expect 3 mark questions for the examinations. So, very important exercise. So, see, this thing is looking simple, but it confuses a lot. So, let us start with exercise 3.4. See, the first example is, see, by using elementary operations, here they did not mention either row or column operation, directly they are asked you to use elementary operations to find the inverse of a matrix which is given here. See, first let us do it by row operations to find A inverse. See, here the matrix is 1 minus 1 2 3. See, this is a square matrix. We have going to find the A inverse for this using row operations. So, let us write, to use the row operation to find A inverse, I have to write matrix A as I times A, understand, I times A, where A is the given matrix. Let us write that 1 minus 1 2 3 equal to I, which is also same order 1 0 0 1 into A. Now, we are going to reduce the LHS side as identity matrix, then other side becomes the inverse of A. So, now see here, now to make this matrix as identity matrix, first I wanted to make this element 0 as well as this one 0, and this should be 1, this should be 1, this many we have to do it. Now, see here we have, see, in R2 we have this one, in R1 we have this one, R1 is 1 minus 1, R2 is 2 3, here also the same thing, R1 is 1 0 and R2 is 0 1. So, now let us apply this operation for row 2, that is here 2, here 1. See, what should I multiply this to get this element as 0 is, see, now I am going to multiply 2 and I will subtract this, then I will get 0. See, 2 times R1 plus R2. Okay. So, let us write that. See, you should not apply this one to R1, we are applying for only R2, not for R1. So, now R1 is as it is 1 minus 1, and what about R2? Now, see, here is 2, here is 2, and the corresponding element, see, the corresponding element of 2 is 1, that is 1 plus, better you take minus, then it will be get 0 minus R2. What is R2 here? 2. 2 into 2, 2 into 1, 2 minus 2, it will be 0. So, next one is, see here 2 times R1. What is R1 here? Minus 1 minus R3. What is R3 here? Minus 3. What is this? Minus 2 minus 3. What is that? Minus 5. So, now what is the minus 5 here? And this equal to the same thing you have to apply here also. So, what is that? You should not apply any operation for R1 since we are not applying anything there. So, now what about this? 2 times R1. What is the corresponding element? So, that is 1 minus 0. So, what is the answer? 2. Next thing, 2 times R 1 here is 0 minus R 2 here is 1. So, what is the answer? Minus 1 into A. So, now next thing is I have to make this 0. Now, what I should do is R 1 is, see here is minus 5, here is minus 1. So, I should multiply this 5 times of R 1 plus or minus R 2. Okay. So, what about this? Now, the row 2 is nothing, we are applying any operation. So, now what about this? See, 5 times of R 1, 5, what is R 1 here? 1 minus R 2, what is the corresponding element is 0. So, 5 minus 0 is 5. Similarly, next is 5 times, what is R 1 here? Minus 1 minus of minus 5. See, since R 2 is minus 5 here. So, minus 5 plus 5 it will be 0, and here R 2 is same, 2 minus 1 into A. See, R 1 is 5 times of R 1. What is R 1 here? 1. 5 times of 1 minus R 2. What is R 2 here? 2. What is 5 minus 2? 3. And here the same thing you can do it for that also with the corresponding element. 5 times R 1. R 1 is 0 here, minus of minus, it will be 1, and this will be 1. So, now still here we have 5 and here we have minus 5. So, we have to make it 1. So, by applying, see for R 1 I will apply R 1 which is multiplied by 1 by 5 times of R 1. So, then this becomes 5 by 5 is 1, 0 by 5 is 0, R 2 is nothing change, which is equal to 3 by 5, 1 by 5 times A, and R 2 is same, 2 minus 1. Now, here is minus 5 is there. So, for that I am going to multiply minus 1 by 5 in order to get 1 at this place. So, that is 1 0, 0 by anything is 0, and minus 5 divided by minus 1 by 5 is 1, and this is equal to 3 by 5, 1 by 5, and this is minus 2 by 5, and this is 1 by 5, and this one is the, this matrix is the inverse matrix of this matrix A. See, in a second example also we have the same thing, but we have different elements and we have to find the A inverse of that matrix using elementary row operations. In the next class we are going to do column operations as well. So, for that also I am going to apply row operations to get A inverse of this matrix. So, for that I am going to write A is equal to I times A, same thing you are going to do it. So, what is A? 2 1 1 1, which is equal to I is 1 0 0 1 into A. So, now here this one I am going to make it 0 and this one I am going to make it 0 and this one is 1 and this one should be 1. So, we have to apply the sequence of row transformation here. So, now I am going to apply for row 2, means this one. So, R 2 is R 2 2 times of R 2 minus R 1, understand, see this is 1 and this is 2. If you subtract this 2, this will get 0 with the multiplying of 2 for R 2, and this will becomes R 1 is as it is, that is 2 1, and R 2 is 2 times of R 2, 2 times of R 2 is 1 minus the corresponding element is 2. So, 2 minus 2 will get 0. So, next element is 2 times of R 2, 2 times of R 2 is 1 minus what is R 1 here? 1. So, 2 minus 1 is 1. So, you do the same thing for this one also 1 0. So, now what is R 2 here? 2 times of R 2, what is R 2 here? 0 minus 1, what is R 1? The corresponding element. See, you have to look at this, do not look at like this. Okay. So, the corresponding element is 1. So, 2 into 0 is 0, minus 1 is minus 1, and the next element is gonna 2 times of R 2 is 1 minus 0, which is 2 times A. So, next you apply this one. What you are going to do is, I want to make it this as 0. See for that the corresponding element is also 1, you just subtract off. So, that is R1 minus R2, then it becomes R1 is here 2 minus 0 is 2, and here R1 is 1, 1 minus 1 is 0, and second row is as it is, and this becomes R1 is 1 minus, that is 1 minus of minus 1, what is that, plus 2, and this R1 is 0 minus 2, which is minus 2, and the second row is as it is, since we are not applying anything for that. So, next see here we have 2 and we have to divide it by 2 in order to make 1. So, the next operation is R1 multiplication of 1 by 2 with R1. So, what it becomes is it becomes 2 by 2 is 1, 0 by 2 is 0, and R2 is nothing change, it will be as it is. And on RHS side, R1 is R1 times 1 by 2, then it becomes 1 minus 1 2 times A. Then 1 minus 1 2 is inverse of the matrix, the given matrix 2 1 1. See, and this completes the problem. And this kind of problems are important. Problems are important for 3 marks in the exam point of view. So, you have to practice a lot, otherwise you are not going to get this one. So, kindly do more practice on elementary operations in order to find A inverse. We have several methods. We are going to discuss another 2 methods in the next chapter. And in this chapter, and this is an important one, you are going to expect one question from exercise 3.4. Till then, Sara.